This is Valley View News.
And asking everyone to pay their fair share.
President Obama's new plan to cut the budget deficit by $3 trillion has come under fire from Republicans who call it class warfare. The rising value of gold is causing many people to sell personal items such as jewelry and coins. And hundreds of people showed up for the 27th annual Coastal Cleanup Day in Santa Monica, including scuba divers scouring for trash underwater.
Good evening and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Kelsey Partipillo.
And I'm Christiana Gross.
President Obama says he has a new plan to cut the nation's deficit by $3 trillion. His plan includes winding down the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, cutting the cost of government health programs, and raising taxes on the wealthy.
I'll lay out my plan for how we'll do that, how we'll pay for this plan and pay down our debt by following some basic principles, making sure we live within our means, and asking everyone to pay their fair share.
The plan is called the Buffett Rule, named after billionaire investor Warren Buffett. Republicans are calling the plan class warfare and say raising taxes won't fix the nation's budget crisis. The tax hike would affect less than 1% of all taxpayers.
The White House has awarded the Medal of Honor to the first living U.S. Marine since the Vietnam War. Dakota Mayer saved 13 Americans and 23 Afghans and killed 8 Taliban fighters in the process. Mayer saved the 36 combatants by ignoring his superior orders. President Obama met Mayer for a beer on the eve of Mayer's award ceremony.
It's now official. Gays can serve openly in the U.S. military. The Don't Ask, Don't Tell Act formally ended last Tuesday. President Obama signed the law in December, and the military spent months preparing to end the ban.
An increase in child abuse across the U.S. is being linked with the economic downturn. The children studied were mostly infants or younger than 5 years old. Most of the children studied suffered brain damage and 69 died. One social welfare professor says as poverty and economic stagnation continues, there are human costs involved.
With uncertainty in the stock market and the economy, Sarah Pila tells us why some people are rushing to get quick cash for some of their most precious metals lying around the house.
Gold bracelets, chains, charms, earrings, bars, coins, even gold teeth. The recent upward drive in the price of gold is driving people to their local Cash for Gold stores to cash in on the latest way to make money.
Joe and Shane knew that no one else had a store like this where they just did precious metals.
When the store opened, gold's value was under $1,200 per ounce. Nephew of the owner, Zach Beasy, says things changed once it hit $1,800.
It was fairly chaotic. It's actually been chaotic since then, and it was very busy before that. But 1900, I'd say 1800 was a big one, because people usually they hear about it in the news. And then they come in. But 1900, it was usually lines going out the door.
In order to sell gold at this location, you need to go through an authenticity check. First, they take a sample of the gold and they apply nitric acids because gold is an element that can withstand nitric acid. They apply the acid to the sample, and if you see a non-reaction, it means the stamp that's on there is accurate. There are many factors that make the commodity go up, and one of the most important is fear.
Gold has been something that held value very reliably in economically catastrophic times. And so whenever things look really bad by a variety of indicators, it might be a collapse of the stock market, or it might be anything else that sort of points to financial disasters, then gold does well.
If you're wondering if it's worth the investment to sell your gold, you might want to ditch the trend and hold on to what you have instead of taking the quick cash.
The best way to manage risk over time is to diversify your assets. So you should have some money in the stock market, something in real estate. You might want to have some in gold, and you want to make sure that to the extent that it's not costly, that you get as diversified as you can be. So holding gold is part of a diversified portfolio.
This gold coin I'm holding is called a Krugerrand. It's a South African gold coin similar to an American Eagle gold coin.
It's really, really simple concept. If it's a precious metal, no matter whatever of the 5 it happens to be, we'll take it.
For Valley View News, I'm Sarah Pila.
Authorities are trying to find what caused a deadly plane crash at an air racing event in Reno, Nevada. 9 people were killed instantly as the World War II era plane crashed near spectators. 70 people were injured in the disaster on day 4 of the national championship races. The 74-year-old pilot, Jimmy Leeward, was among those killed. Investigators will check pieces of the tail that may have led to the loss of control, as well as photos which show that the pilot may have been unconscious.
A strike appears to have been averted at 3 major Southern California supermarket chains. Employee union and company representatives for Vons, Ralph's, and Albertsons say they agreed on a new deal concerning wages, pensions, and health benefits. The agreement helps Southern California avoid further economic problems in an already weak economy. A strike in 2004 cost the local economy about $2 billion.
Borders bookstores across the country continue closing one by one. The huge bookseller failed to survive bankruptcy. Michael Johnson reports on the final days of one Borders store in the San Fernando Valley.
The bookstore that families have come to love is going out of business. Borders is finally coming to a close after trying to keep the store open. The value of the store has shrunk by more than $3 billion. Since Borders was not able to recover from bankruptcy, customers are now receiving 70 to 90% discounts on items at every location before they close. How do you feel about Borders closing down?
I feel sad personally because around this area in the valley, now it seems like there is no bookstores. Only thing we have is online. Well, I use online often to buy books and purchase things, but I also go to bookstores for my son's books and to spend time there, you know. So, yeah, it's not a good story.
I guess that's kind of how things are, you know. It's going to be that whoever can get to that best price is really where people are going to go, and you know, there's kind of that ease of getting stuff online.
The second largest bookstore in the United States has already filed for bankruptcy. Now the company is about to close its remaining 399 stores. The reason for its closing? Because competition with Amazon.com and its lack of providing for the consumers. This is Michael Johnson in Northridge, Valley View News.
A speeding Ferrari killed one man and injured another in a spectacular crash in Pacific Palisades. Authorities say the 1999 silver Ferrari was going 90 miles per hour and was cut into half as it slammed into a power pole. Detectives identified the two men as Basil Max Price of Pomona and Vladimir Skortsov of Upland. Authorities say Skortsov had been convicted of 2 DUIs and has another pending case.
3 people are dead and 1 was seriously injured after a wrong-way car crashed on a freeway ramp in Riverside. The driver of the 2003 Jaguar entered the freeway in the wrong direction after a highway patrol officer tried to pull him over.
Latinos continue to grow in both numbers and contributions they make to the social, economic, and cultural life in the U.S. Valley View News' Adriana Olivares takes us to LA City Hall to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
These are the hands of skilled drummers honoring Hispanic Heritage Month. Dozens of people came out to LA City Hall to kick off the celebration. Salvador Castro, a Mexican-American educator and activist, Cesar Millan, a world-renowned dog behavior specialist, and Dodger legend Fernando Valenzuela, all were awarded for their contributions to the Hispanic community. Cesar Millan expresses the importance of his culture and Mexican heritage.
Then the top of my mind is food, then music, right? And then family, and then the respect to nature, you know, and the respect to your elders. Always look for, you know, to your family. Always keep in mind your mom, your dad. So, you know, do your roots pretty much.
The celebration also included performances by mariachi singer Alicia Juarez, as well as Peruvian folk dancers and a Colombian soul tribe that took the audience on a musical journey, dancing the day away.
This truly is a city where the world comes together, and a city that revels in its diversity and acknowledges that that's the strength of this great city.
Hispanic Heritage Month is a national recognition of culture. The contributions of many people will continue to be recognized through the month. In Los Angeles, I'm Adriana Olivares for Valley View News.
Violent crime declined 6% in 2010. This is the 4th year in a row that violent crime went down. Property crime also dropped by close to 3%. That makes 8 straight years that property crime has gone down.
A suspect has been arrested in connection with the shooting last weekend at a birthday party in Watts. Police allege that Luis Padilla shot and killed Jesus Orozco during a confrontation. Police say Orozco was hosting the birthday party at his home on Saturday night when an argument broke out. Police say the dispute ended when Padilla allegedly shot and killed Orozco.
A former church member in Lakeland, Florida, killed his wife and went to the church and wounded 2 pastors. A teacher in the Greater Faith Ministry says he heard the gunfire, then screams, and he and another man tackled the suspect.
Southern California is known for its casual approach to clothing, and for many people that means wearing flip-flops instead of shoes. The rubber sandals may be convenient and comfy, but they can also do damage to your feet. Valley View's Myra Castaneda has more in the newsroom.
People may want to think again before wearing flip-flops, at least wearing them for long periods of time. One podiatrist says they have caused more problem to people's feet in recent years than any other type of shoe.
Flip-flops, flip-flops, and more flip-flops.
Flip-flops are a popular trend across the nation and here at Cal State Northridge. Wherever you go, you see people walking to class and even skateboarding with them. Even President Obama, which historians believe is the first president to be photographed wearing flip-flops, has been spotted with them. But this popular choice of sandal in the heat can carry some serious health effects. Researchers at Auburn University and health officials agree that flip-flops may be comfortable but cause feet, knee, and back injuries over time.
I guess I need to build my shoe wardrobe some more because sometimes when I wake up in the morning, this seems to be the most comfortable thing that I have to wear.
I actually changed because I wouldn't want my knees to get messed up. You need them to. So, yeah, I didn't know that.
People scrunch their toes to keep the flip-flop on while their heel lifts into the air. Flip-flops alter the way a person walks, which results in tissue damage. Since they are archless with little sole support, they can cause pain to a person's heel. This CSUN student says he still wears them knowing that he shouldn't.
I play soccer and I do running and stuff, so I usually try and wear shoes that have arch support to keep my feet, from getting tired. But in the summer times, it's it gets really hot sometimes. It's just too hot to wear socks outside because your feet get all nasty and sweaty.
Experts advise people to wear them for the right occasion. For instance, wearing them around the house, but not to a theme park. If people find it difficult to ditch their flip-flops, they can choose to wear sandals with an ankle strap. The strap stops the toes from scrunching forward. If CSUN students have questions, they can see a podiatrist on campus at no cost. Back to you in the studio.
Coming up, the coast is a little cleaner now in Santa Monica, and a controversial knockout in the match between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Victor Ortiz.